Welcome to our in-depth technical analysis of Robinhood Markets, Inc., ticker symbol HOOD, as of December 8, 2025. In this video, we'll break down the latest price action, trend indicators, and key technical signals to help you understand where HOOD stands and what might come next. Whether you're a trader or a long-term investor, this comprehensive review will give you the insights you need to make informed decisions. Let's start by setting the stage with a quick overview of HOOD's current market position and why this moment is particularly interesting for technical analysis. HOOD closed at $131.95, which is significantly above its 200-day simple moving average of $90.49. This confirms a strong, long-term bullish trend. However, the stock is currently trading just below its 50-day SMA of $133.17, suggesting a period of consolidation or a minor correction in the medium term. This dynamic creates a scenario where the long-term outlook remains positive, but short-term traders should be cautious and watch for signs of either a breakout or further consolidation. On the day in question, HOOD experienced a daily pullback of -3.74%, closing at $131.95. Despite this drop, the trading volume was robust at over 23 million shares, which is consistent with recent activity. The stock is currently trading near the upper end of its 52-week range, specifically at the 82.36th percentile. This means that historically HOOD is performing strongly, but the recent pullback and high volume could signal a pause before the next move. The price of HOOD is currently sandwiched between key moving averages. On the support side, the stock is holding above the short-term SMA 5 at $130.37 and the SMA 20 at $123.81, indicating that immediate support levels are intact. On the resistance side, the SMA 50 at $133.17 is acting as a dynamic ceiling. For the uptrend to resume aggressively, HOOD needs to close above this resistance. This interplay between support and resistance is crucial for traders looking for entry or exit points. Let's look at momentum. The Relative Strength Index, RSI, stands at 53.53, which is considered neutral. This suggests that HOOD is neither overbought nor oversold, leaving room for movement in either direction. The MACD, meanwhile, is slightly negative at -0.215, but the MACD histogram is positive at 2.23. This divergence indicates that bearish momentum is fatting and a bullish reversal could be forming. These mixed signals highlight the importance of watching for confirmation before making a move. Oscillator readings provide additional context. The stochastic oscillator, K, is at 93.9, which is deep in overbought territory. This is a warning that the stock may struggle to push higher without a brief pause or pullback. The stock RSI at 55.8 is cooling off from recent highs, suggesting that some of the buying pressure is easing. These signals often precede short-term corrections, so traders should be alert for signs of a reversal or consolidation. Volatility is another key factor. HOOD's price is trading in the upper half of its Bollinger Bands, at 72.45% of the band range, but still below the upper band at $141.94. This leaves some room for upside, but also signals that the stock is not at an extreme. The average true range, ATR, is 8.28, indicating high volatility. Traders should be prepared for daily price swings of around $8, which can present both opportunities and risks. The Chaikin Accumulation Distribution Oscillator, ADOSC, is strongly positive at nearly 29 million. This indicates that despite the daily price drop, institutional money is flowing into or staying in HOOD. Such accumulation supports the bullish thesis and suggests that the underlying demand for the stock remains strong. This is a key factor for long-term investors who are looking for confirmation that the uptrend is supported by real buying interest. A linear regression model predicts a fair value for HOOD at $131.21. The current price of $131.95 is just 0.56% above this predicted level, suggesting that the stock is fairly valued relative to its recent trend. This reduces the risk of a sharp mean reversion move and supports the idea that the current price is justified by recent performance. For investors, this means the stock is neither significantly overvalued nor undervalued at this moment. HOOD is currently hovering around its pivot point at $132.38. The close below this level suggests slight weakness in the short term. Immediate resistance is found at $134.81 and $133.17, while support is at $129.53 and $123.81. These levels are critical for traders as a move above resistance could trigger a rally, while a drop below support may lead to further downside. Monitoring these zones can help guide trading decisions. To summarize the technical signals, Hood is in a long-term uptrend, supported by strong accumulation and a positive MACD histogram. However, short-term oscillators like the stochastic indicate overbought conditions, suggesting a possible pause or pullback. The stock is fairly valued according to linear regression, and volatility remains high. All these factors create a mixed but cautiously optimistic outlook for the stock's next move. The next major move for Hood will likely be triggered by a breakout above $133.17, which could send the stock toward recent highs in the $137 to $140 range. Conversely, a loss of the $130 support level could see the stock test the $123 support zone. These levels are important for both short-term traders and long-term investors, as they define the boundaries for potential price action in the coming days and weeks. Traders should keep a close eye on trading volume. A significant move away from the current $131 pivot, especially if backed by above-average volume, will be a strong signal of the next trend direction. High volume on a breakout or breakdown confirms conviction among market participants and increases the likelihood of a sustained move. Watch for volume spikes as a confirmation tool. Despite short-term consolidation, the long-term bullish thesis for Hood remains intact. The stock's position above the 200-day SMA, combined with strong accumulation signals, suggests that institutional investors are still confident in the company's prospects. For long-term investors, these are positive signs that the uptrend could resume once the current consolidation phase resolves. Short-term traders should be aware of the risks highlighted by overbought oscillators and high volatility. The stochastic oscillator's overbought reading and the ATR's high value mean that sharp price swings are possible. It's important to use stop-loss orders and manage position sizes carefully during these periods to protect against sudden reversals. Hood is currently in a medium-term consolidation phase, trading between key support and resistance levels. This phase is characterized by sideways movement and can be frustrating for trend-following traders. However, it also sets the stage for the next significant move, as periods of low momentum often precede strong breakouts or breakdowns. The strong positive reading on the accumulation distribution oscillator highlights ongoing institutional interest in Hood. This is a bullish sign, as large investors tend to drive long-term trends. Even during periods of price consolidation or minor corrections, continued accumulation can provide a solid foundation for future rallies. Managing volatility is crucial when trading a stock like Hood. With an ATR of over 8, daily price swings can be significant. Traders should consider using wider stop losses, scaling into positions, or reducing trade size to account for the increased risk. Volatility can create opportunities, but it also demands discipline and careful planning. With the current price just 0.56% above the linear regression fair value, Hood is not at risk of a sharp mean reversion move. This balance between price and predicted value suggests that the market is in agreement about Hood's worth, at least for now. This equilibrium can provide a sense of stability for investors, even as short-term volatility persists. Let's quickly review some of the key technical concepts mentioned in this analysis. The simple moving average, SMA, helps identify trend direction and support resistance. The Relative Strength Index, RSI, measures momentum and overbought-oversold conditions. The MACD is a trend-following momentum indicator that can signal potential reversals. Understanding these tools is essential for interpreting technical analysis reports. In conclusion, Hood is in a long-term uptrend but is currently consolidating around the $130 level. The technical picture is mixed, with positive accumulation and momentum signals offset by short-term overbought readings and high volatility. The stock is fairly valued, and the next major move will likely be determined by a breakout above $133.17 or a breakdown below $130. Stay alert for volume-backed moves and manage risk carefully as the market decides its next direction.